You need to be a trailblazer. You got to be okay with that. And I find that fun, but that is definitely one of the challenges is we don't want to be like an okay UI company, right? We want to be great. So I'm Will Pugh. I'm an architect here at Snowflake. I've been here for a little over 3.5 years. I've been working in data and applications for a long time, starting from Microsoft back in the 90s, where I was on Access and watching that journey go from databases moving onto the web and clouds and all of that. I kept looking at what Snowflake was doing and saying, gosh, they're doing a lot of the right stuff. Like, we should do something similar to them. And I finally said, well, gosh, if I like using the product and I think they're doing a lot of the right things, why don't I just go work for Snowflake? But one of the most exciting parts is Snowvation, which is basically our hackathon. And so I've been in some places where, company has a hackathon, but very few of those see the light of day. Whereas here, we take it very seriously. Like, 2 products that I've been involved in for the Snowvation have actually turned into products that we've shipped. It's encouraged to go ahead and join other groups of engineers. And so sometimes you can just learn how other parts of the product work or get this cross-pollination of different ideas for building out these products. I work on notebooks, and before that I worked on Streamlit and Snowflake. And I am the architect across these two pieces. And so what this means is that I need to go ahead and see both from the very high level how this fits together with a lot of the Snowflake infrastructure. But because we're a technical company, I also write a lot of code and I get my hands dirty and I do whatever I need to do to make sure that the team can be productive. The next Snowvation, we were saying, hey, wait, we've heard that customers are also interested in notebooks. I'll bet we could go ahead and do some of the same bit. So we put together a little team for a Snowvation project, and in a week, we were able to take a notebook's backend and have it running in Snowflake in an integrated fashion. From there, we went ahead and started looking at, okay, if we have this rich Streamlit application already, should we go ahead and just take Jupyter and make that the notebook? Or should we go ahead and see if we can do something a little bit more interesting and take what people like about the Jupyter notebook, but then layer on top a lot of the built-in visualizations and interactive widgets and ability to go ahead and make a richer, more interactive, almost app-like experience in your notebook. We're now ready for a lot more people to start using it. And so then it's available in anyone's account that wants to use it. And then finally, we just recently went into GA. So there's a bunch that I like about the Snowflake culture. And in particular, it's a very technical, get things done type of culture where, sometimes you have to ask the hard questions and get the hard answers, but it feels like a company that's easy and approachable to do it. For notebooks, start with in many ways the same culture, but we have to have a startup mindset because we're sort of a V1. Right? And we're coming in and there's way more to do than we can do. And so we just need to be constantly using our own product and talking with each other about what's good and what's bad and being super hyper honest on it, right? And then trying to figure out what is the next thing that we're doing about getting this out and doing that in, both an ambitious but also a very pragmatic way. Because we want our notebooks to end up being better integrated in terms of how we have stronger security models, how people can go ahead and more easily take advantage of the Snowflake features and build richer notebooks through the Streamlit integrations and apps and that type of thing. There are more nuances in terms of what that means technology-wise and just where our sites are aiming towards that need to push us for more novel solutions than if we were just taking Jupyter and then embedding it into the system. And I think that what you'll see over the next few years is that it's going to really open up the amount of space that we can take this thing. So far, we've heard a number of things. So the first is people just really like the notebook paradigm, right? It makes it very easy for me to chain together SQL that I want to write with Python that I want to use to more SQL, and lets you do some things that you would oftentimes do in very complicated SQL expressions. Our notebooks allow you to break that down into a number of different individual statements that can build on each other. Some of the things that more forward-looking customers are starting to do is they're starting to play around a little bit more with some of those Streamlit features. Data is being used in so many different ways. There are so many different people and personas that are using data that this is just going to help us get better reach and provide better on-ramp for people to do that. If you go ahead and look at data and ML and Snowflake, all of these are coming together. Snowflake plays a great place in that environment. And Notebooks is going to be one of our core user experience ways that people are using Snowflake to work with their data and to train ML models and to go ahead and build interactive, tutorials or EDA, exploratory data analysis type of applications. And so this is really going to be an important place that a lot of people are coming to work with their data. And I think we got a bunch of great, interesting ideas. And I think we're built on this great platform that's going to allow us to build something new and something great.